The 12 Principles of Animation. This video is made by Nurul Syarain, Nur Ain Hazika, and Nur Naga. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Today, we would like to invite our special guest to demonstrate the 12 Principles of Animation. We present to you Mr. Blue Ball. The first principle is squash and stretch. Squash and stretch is to give a sense of weight and flexibility to drawn objects. For example, the bouncing of Mr. Blue Ball. The second principle is anticipation. Anticipation is to prepare the audience for an action. The way Mr. Blue Ball extends his head to the right, showing that he is preparing to roll himself to the other part of the screen. The third principle is staging. The presentation of an idea so that it is clear. This idea can be an action, a personality, an expression, or a mood. We can see that Mr. Blue Ball is jumping in the middle of the stage to show his action clearly. From the demonstration of Mr. Blue Ball, we can see that he is doing the fourth principle of animation, which is straight ahead action and pose to pose. Straight ahead in hand-drawn animation is when the animator starts at the first drawing in a scene and then draws all of the subsequent frames until he reaches the end of the scene. While pose to pose means is when the animator carefully plans out the animation, draws a sequence of poses. This is used when the scene requires more thought and the poses and timing are important. The fifth principle is follow through and overlapping action. Follow through is the termination part of an action, while overlapping is to start a second action before the first action has completely finished. We can see this action through Mr. Blue Ball movement from the left to the right of the screen. The sixth principle is slow in and slow out. This refers to the spacing of the in-between frames at maximum positions rather than having a uniform velocity for an object. It is more appealing and sometimes more realistic to have the velocity varies. Looking at Mr. Blue Ball move faster as he moves from the left of the screen to the right side of the screen. The seventh principle is arc. Arc is the most natural action, tends to follow an arc trajectory. An animation should adhere to this principle by following entire arcs for greater realism. This technique can be applied to the movement of Mr. Blue Ball along a parabolic trajectory. The eighth principle is secondary action. This is an action that directly results from another action. It can be used to increase the complexity and interest in a scene. This action can be seen through Mr. Blue Ball's head. From the movement of Mr. Blue Ball, we can see that he is doing the ninth principle of animation, which is timing. Timing is the speed of an action. Timing gives meaning to movement, both physical and emotional meaning. The animators spend amount of time on the anticipation of an action. The 10th principle of animation is exaggeration. Exaggeration is used to push the movement further to add more appeal to an action. Exaggeration can be used to create extremely cartoony movement, like the reaction of Mr. Blue Ball's face. Next, from the pose of Mr. Blue Ball, we can see that solid drawing means taking into account forms in three-dimensional space, or giving Mr. Blue Ball volume and weight. The last principle of animation is appeal. This principle can really come down to adding more appeal in many different areas in animation. By looking at Mr. Blue Ball, who is showing off his muscle. That's all. The 12 principles of animation. Hope you enjoy. Before you go to the next video, here are some quizzes. You can answer at the comment section below. Thanks for watching.